Welcome back to the Beauty Bulletin. I am back for a new season of both the Beauty Bulletin and the Cosmetic Chronicles. Thank you so much for sticking around. I took a few weeks off and I am refreshed with a new camera setup. Lots of fun episodes coming up, but we're going to start with the beauty news that we missed. So let's go ahead and dive in. First up in industry news, Merit has secured an investment from Semcap Beauty and Wellness. This investment is led by Vasiliki Petro, the managing partner at Semcap Beauty and Wellness, who brings more than 3 decades of experience in the beauty industry. Petro founded Unilever Prestige in 2014, where she oversaw the acquisition and growth of brands including Dermalogica, Paula's Choice, Hourglass, Tatcha, and K18. As part of the deal, Petro will join Merit's board of directors and work alongside the executive team as the brand continues its global growth strategy. Here's a quote from Petro about Merit. Quote, Merit is one of the most thoughtfully built brands in beauty, a true icon in the market. I love the timeless brand aesthetic, the simplified and edited approach to beauty, and the focus on the millennial and Gen X consumer, which is a significant white space in our industry. I am thrilled to support the continued global scaling of the brand, end quote. If you didn't know, Merit was founded in 2021, so it actually hasn't been around very long, but it's made quite an impact, and it has quickly established itself as one of beauty's fastest growing makeup brands by championing the idea around a streamlined, very specific lineup of products. Their branding has really resonated with consumers just seeking more simplified routines versus having an abundance of makeup products. Here's a quote from Philippe Pinatel, the CEO of Merit, who said that Petro's appointment comes at a pivotal moment for the business as it continues to invest in its long-term growth. Quote, we are honored to have Vasiliki Petro join the Merit board of directors. Merit has seen significant growth over the past few years, and Vasiliki's industry-defining experience will be an invaluable asset as we continue to invest in the long-term future of the business. Her perspective on brand equity, financial performance, and operations perfectly aligns with our dedication to intentionality and excellence, end quote. And moving into luxury, L'Oreal is seeing Gucci as its next luxury beauty powerhouse. L'Oreal is currently positioning its takeover of the Gucci beauty license as its next major luxury growth engine, with executives pointing to the company's track record of transforming fashion houses into blockbuster beauty brands and outlining a roadmap that stretches to the first product launches in early 2028. So they're really planning ahead. Speaking during the company's H1 2026 earnings call, CEO Nicholas Hieronymus said transition work on Gucci will begin in September of this year, 2026, giving L'Oreal's teams more than a year to prepare ahead of bringing the brand's next generation of beauty products to market. Hieronymus repeatedly compared Gucci's potential to some of L'Oreal Luxe's biggest success stories. He cited Yves Saint Laurent Beauty as the company's benchmark, noting that the business has grown into a €3 billion beauty brand that now rivals the scale of its fashion counterpart. He also pointed to Prada Beauty and Valentino Beauty as examples of L'Oreal's ability to rapidly scale luxury fashion brands, saying that both of those brands expanded from less than €100 million in annual sales to more than €700 million within 4 to 6 years under the company's stewardship. That's impressive. For Hieronymus, Gucci represents an even larger opportunity because the beauty business remains relatively small compared with the strength of the fashion house. So come 2028, we might be seeing a lot more Gucci beauty on the market. And sticking with luxury, LVMH Beauty has held firm as Sephora outpaces luxury slowdown. LVMH's beauty businesses have continued to demonstrate resilience in the first half of 2026, despite a lot of economic uncertainty that is weighing particularly hard on parts of the broader luxury market. They actually saw that with selective retailing led by Sephora, that the group's first half revenue reached €38.6 billion, with a recurring operating profit totaling €8.7 billion and a free cash flow of €4.1 billion. And they also reported that they saw some accelerating momentum in the second quarter as well. And for beauty industry watchers, the standout story remains Sephora. The retailer continued to gain market share globally, reinforcing its position as one of LVMH's most reliable growth drivers. Earlier momentum in this year, 2026, was supported by network expansion, so that included continued success in the UK market as well, and the retailer's ability to attract consumers through a steady pipeline of prestige launches and premium brand partnerships. In the perfume and cosmetic department, LVMH highlighted continued innovation across flagship maisons. Parfum Christian Dior maintained strong momentum with fragrance pillars including Sauvage, J'adore, and Miss Dior, while makeup and skincare continued to benefit from that premium positioning. Guerlain advanced its fragrance and skincare portfolio, and Maison Francis Coq de Gion continued to strengthen its position in high-end niche perfumery. I got to start practicing my French again now that I'm back from a little break. I need to remember I have to speak a lot of French on this podcast. Looking ahead, the company said it remains confident in its long-term strategy, supported by sustained product innovation, selective retail expansion, of course, that Sephora partnership, and continued investment in its maisons. Continuing in brand news, TSG Consumer has acquired a majority stake in Saltair. TSG Consumer has signed a definitive agreement to acquire a majority stake in body care brand Saltair. Financial terms of the transaction were not disclosed. I'm going to apologize in advance. I don't know if it's Saltair or Saltair. It's one word, so part of me wants to say Saltair. I apologize. This brand was founded in 2022 by entrepreneur and model Iskra Lawrence. The Los Angeles-based company offers body care, hair care, and fragrance products. The brand was co-created by the Center alongside Lawrence, while Prelude Growth Partners backed the beauty incubator ahead of their 2022 launch. You've definitely seen this brand if you've been to a Target. It's everywhere. Once the transaction closes, Lawrence will take on the role of chief community advocate with a focus on the brand's consumer community. This acquisition adds Saltair to TSG's beauty portfolio, which includes investments in brands such as e.l.f. Cosmetics, IT Cosmetics, Smashbox Cosmetics, Summer Fridays, and Fleur. The private equity firm manages approximately $14 billion in assets. Here's a quote from Lawrence, the founder. Quote, "We created Saltair to make body care feel more elevated, more joyful, and more personal. That vision has resonated deeply with our community, and we're so grateful for the Center and Prelude Growth Partners for believing in the brand early and supporting us along the way. I'm excited to see the brand's impressive growth continue under Saltair's leadership team in partnership with TSG." End quote. And here's a quote from Rachel Shelowitz, the CEO of Saltair. Quote, "From day one, this team has built Saltair into one of the most desired names in body care through product quality, real community loyalty, and a brand people genuinely want to be a part of. I couldn't be prouder of what we've accomplished. Partnering with TSG marks the next chapter. They share our ambition and bring the experience to propel this business to new heights. I'm energized by what lies ahead." End quote. And lastly, a quote from Colin Welch, the managing director and head of New York at TSG. Quote, "Body care is one of the most exciting categories in beauty right now, and Saltair stands out for elevating the everyday routine with effective formulations that have driven real consumer demand and loyalty. We're excited to bring our resources and long-standing experience scaling beauty brands to support Saltair's growth in a way that maintains the quality and ethos consumers have come to expect." End quote. And the last story in industry news, Dossier has tapped former Coty and J&J executive Stefano Curti as their executive chairman. This appointment comes just months after APG, in partnership with Otium, acquired the fast-growing fragrance brand in March of 2026, signaling the company's next phase of expansion as it looks to scale its position in the accessible prestige fragrance market. Founded in 2019, Dossier has emerged as one of the fastest growing players in affordable fine fragrance, combining French-made formulations with accessible pricing. In 2026, its Lost Americana fragrance won a category award at the Cosmoprof North America and earned a Best Unisex Genderless Fragrance at the New Beauty Awards, while its marketing campaigns received Best Campaign of the Year at the New You Awards. So they just recently appointed the beauty industry veteran Stefano Curti, who brings more than 20 years of global beauty leadership experience. He spent more than 2 decades at Johnson & Johnson, ultimately serving as global president of its beauty and baby divisions, overseeing brands that included Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clean & Clear. More recently, he served as Global Chief Brands Officer at Coty from 2020 to 2025, where he led marketing strategy and brand development for brands including CoverGirl, Max Factor, and Rimmel, before transitioning into private equity and a board advisory role. Here's what he had to say about joining Dossier. Quote, "I'm thrilled and honored to join Dossier. For years, I have applauded its growth, its unprecedented fragrance quality at fair prices, and its ability to build community and ultimately an extremely relevant, young, and cool brand." End quote. And lastly, Dossier CEO Sergio Tash described the appointment as a pivotal moment for the company. Quote, "I couldn't be more excited to have Stefano as our chairman. His experience building and operating global beauty brands is exactly what Dossier needs at our stage. Having his perspective and experience in the boardroom as we grow is a real turning point for us." End quote. All right, moving into new launches and releases. This one I'm really excited about. Thrive Causemetics has brought back their eyeshadow palettes. Now, if you've been a Thrive Causemetics fan like I have for 6 years or so, their eyeshadow quads, and they also had larger eyeshadow palettes as well, but their eyeshadow quads are incredible. I still have one. It's probably way past its expiration date, but it was always so easy to use and it lasted a really long time. But then they kind of disappeared, and I was hoping that they would come out with eyeshadow palettes again. And my prayers have been answered. Thrive Causemetics has just released their new Focus eyeshadow palettes in 2 offerings, cool neutrals and warm neutrals. This 4-shade palette is designed to simplify your everyday eye makeup routine while delivering their long-lasting color that they're known for. I think the thing that's most fun about this is if you love a guide, if you love directions, these palettes actually have a numbered placement system that shows exactly where each shade goes. So you have the lid, the crease, where to use as like an eyeliner, all of that. So you don't have to really think too hard. Of course, you're allowed to put eyeshadow wherever you want, but if you just want to have a quick guide for a nice, beautiful, easy everyday look, the numbers are there to help you out. Like I said, if you know the Thrive eye products already, even if you've just used their stick eyeshadows or the tubing mascara, which is my absolute favorite tubing mascara ever, you'll know that they're long lasting. They are going to get you through an entire day without a problem. And these updated palettes are no different. Each shade includes their semi-permanent micropigment technology, which delivers vibrant, crease-resistant color. Yes, that lasts while also being infused with ingredients like hyaluronic acid, vitamin B5, vitamin E, aloe leaf extract, and rice extract to help hydrate, smooth, and nourish the delicate eye area. I can't wait to get my hands on these. Like I said, I've been a fan of their eyeshadow formula for a while. And if you are someone who just wants an approachable, quick little quad palette, it's not overwhelming, tells you where to put everything, definitely could be a great option for you. Each palette is available now at $38 each. And if you don't know, Thrive Causemetics actually helps support communities in need with every single makeup purchase. So I'll put info in the show notes if you're interested in learning more. I love that they give back, and they've been doing that since the beginning. So if you are interested in supporting a cause that you care about while also getting a beautiful eyeshadow palette, why not check it out? Also in new releases, the famous eye patch and sheet mask brand Patchology has just released Good Day. Good Day is a new skincare collection that is built around the idea that skincare can help support emotional well-being alongside skin health. And this range marks Patchology's first move beyond their eye gel patches that they're known for and the sheet masks that we all love. So Good Day expands into daily skincare with formulas that cover every step of your routine. So they have some morning cleansers all the way to your pre-sleeping recovery balm. So within each formula is something called the Molecular Sunshine. This is Patchology's proprietary complex that's designed to mimic the skin-loving, feel-good effects of sunshine, but without the UV rays. Combining French indigo extract, Ecton, I can never say this, Ecton, and Glycerin Plus, the brand says the blend supports the skin barrier, improves hydration, and helps boost overall well-being and joy. That is such a claim, but I'm here for it. The packaging is nice and bright, so I feel like if anything, it will just bring you joy to look at it because it's a bright, colorful package. So within the collection, they have the Juice Cleanse, which is a double cleansing jelly that removes makeup, SPF, and daily buildup. Then there's Crystal Clear, a replenishing facial mist designed to refresh skin without disrupting your makeup. And Glow Potion, which is an antioxidant serum formulated with guava extract, a triple vitamin C complex, and peptides. And then also in the lineup, they have Eye Pillow, which is a brightening eye cream featuring caffeine, peptides, and ginseng. Their 9 to 5, which is a lightweight morning gel cream, and their 5 to 9, which is an overnight recovery balm formulated with squalene, kakadu plum, and peptides. I love those names. Whoever came up with it, give them a bonus. Here's a quote from Chris Hobson, the CEO of Patchology's parent company, Rare Beauty Brands. Not Rare Beauty, Rare Beauty Brands. Here's a quote. Quote, "With Good Day, we started with a simple idea. Everyone knows how a great day in the sunshine can make you look and feel your best. We wanted to bottle that feeling and help people find moments of joy in the everyday. By combining rigorous clinical and consumer testing with fun-to-use sensorial formulas, we've created products that deliver visible results while turning everyday skincare routines into moments people can look forward to." End quote. Good Day is now available exclusively at Ulta Beauty, and for my friends in the UK, the collection will launch at Space NK. Oh, it's launched. It was launching August 2nd, so you can go get it now. Finish listening to this first, but then you can go get it. And lastly, in new launches, the cult British skincare brand Merit is finally landing at Sephora US, marking the brand's first large-scale brick-and-mortar retail partnership in the country. Until now, American fans have had to shop Medicate's science-led formulas online or through approved clinics, but from August on, they'll be able to browse and buy the brand in person as it rolls out to 250 Sephora stores nationwide. The launch marks a major milestone for the brand and their specifically North American growth strategy, and it follows L'Oreal's acquisition of a majority stake in the brand in 2025. That acquisition provided additional resources in helping to scale Medic 8 while maintaining their research-first approach that has defined it since its founding. Here's a quote from Simon Coble, the Chief Executive Officer of Medigate. Quote, "American consumers are more informed than ever about skincare ingredients and increasingly expect clinically proven performance, not marketing promises. That shift aligns directly with how Medic 8 has built the brand from day one. Sephora's understanding of its skincare client and unmatched scale make it the ideal partner to bring our research-led approach to a broader audience. Our ambition is to establish Medic 8 as one of Sephora's top 10 skincare brands over the next 3 to 5 years." End quote. A key focus of this launch is the brand's Crystal Retinol, which they hope will become its leading franchise in the US, mirroring its success in the brand's other global markets. According to independent market research by Client & Company, the Crystal Retinol was the world's top-selling retinol serum in 2025. Interesting. It's also the hero product behind Medic 8's signature CSA philosophy: vitamin C and sunscreen by day, followed by vitamin A, retinol, at night. A simple evidence-based routine designed to address up to 90% of visible skin aging concerns. Every Medigate product is researched, developed, and manufactured at the brand's innovation center outside of London, giving the company end-to-end oversight across formulation, production, and quality control. Here's a quote from Brooke Banwart, the SVP of Skincare Merchandising at Sephora US. Quote, "Our clients at Sephora are becoming savvier and more knowledgeable in how they shop skincare to address their individualized beauty needs. As consumers increasingly seek expert-backed, professional-grade formulations, we're excited to partner with Medic 8 as a part of our clinical skincare assortment, which continues to see strong customer demand. Medic 8 delivers high-performance skincare powered by results-driven ingredients, which we know will resonate with our Sephora community." End quote. We have a lot of celebrity perfume campaigns to cover this week. First up, Hailee Steinfeld is going to be fronting Estee Lauder's new fragrance. Estee Lauder is adding to its fragrance portfolio with the launch of Glimmer, a new amber floral fragrance with gourmand notes, and Hailee Steinfeld as the face. Launching globally in August, Glimmer has been created for a new generation of fragrance fans, drawing inspiration from everyday moments of joy and connection. So let's talk a little bit about the fragrance pyramid, shall we? There's a lot going on in this fragrance. Raspberry mousse, mandarin, and orange blossom provide a bright opening before the scent softens into vanilla, rose, cashmerian, and a macaron accord. Amber, sandalwood, patchouli, cedarwood, and tonka bean give it a warmer finish. Whew! The bottle is gorgeous. Obviously, I'll have a photo here. Ooh, that's pretty. Here's a quote from Hailee Steinfeld about being the face of this new fragrance. Quote, "Fragrance has an incredible ability to tell a story without words, evoke emotion, and create memories that stay with you. What drew me to Glimmer is that it's more than a fragrance. It's a feeling, and I'm honored to be a part of it." End quote. Steinfeld, whose career spans film, music, and publishing, is best known for roles in Sinners, True Grit, Pitch Perfect, The Edge of 17, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Away from acting, she has amassed nearly 8 billion global music streams and is the founder of the newsletter platform Boe Society. Here's a quote from Justin Boxford, the global brand president of Estee Lauder. Quote, "Hailee is the embodiment of what Glimmer represents. She is confident, has a contagious sense of joy, and understands the power of connecting with her community. Consumers have grown up with Hailee and have followed her journey from a young actress to an accomplished multi-hyphenate artist and cultural force. Her authenticity, creativity, and ability to inspire audiences across generations make her the perfect ambassador for Glimmer." End quote. Glimmer Eau de Parfum will launch in August. And current queen of all of our hearts, Zendaya, has been announced as the new global ambassador for Prada Beauty's Paradox fragrance franchise. The actress makes her debut in a campaign for Prada Paradox Sweet Chemistry, directed by Academy Award-winning filmmaker Barry Jenkins, ahead of the fragrance's launch next month. Here's a quote from her about this fragrance. Quote, "I love how Paradox celebrates complexity, capturing both strength and vulnerability without trying to frame or define someone. For me, the fragrances we choose are a reflection of how we move through the world. Joining the brand felt like a completely natural extension of that mindset, especially since Paradox was already a personal favorite that I wore long before I was approached." End quote. The two-time Emmy Award winner has built a filmography spanning the Spider-Man movies, the Dune films, not to mention Challengers, and a little film called The Odyssey. The Prada Paradox Sweet Chemistry expands the Paradox fragrance franchise with notes of black currant syrup, orange blossom absolute, and a neroli milk accord. Side note, there's been a lot of fragrances recently that have like notes of milk in it. It's just such an interesting choice. And this seems to be no different. Here's a quote from Rosa Carrizo, the global president of Prada Beauty. Quote, "Zendaya is the embodiment of Prada Paradox. Her commitment to her own authenticity while capturing the essence of our time makes her the ideal partner for this new chapter. She brings a radical empathy and multi-dimensional energy that perfectly aligns with the Prada woman's perpetual evolution." End quote. Ooh, that might be one of my favorite quotes. And last up in fragrance ambassador news, YSL Beauty has named Alisha Boe as its new global ambassador for Black Opium, with the actress fronting the fragrance franchise's newest launch, Black Opium Pink Glaze. Boe, who's best known for her work in Apple TV's The Buccaneers and Netflix's 13 Reasons Why, is the latest celebrity to join YSL Beauty's ambassador roster. It's a deliberate move by the luxury house as it continues refining its approach to reach Gen Z consumers, specifically by leaning into social first campaigns, TikTok trends, lighter scent profiles, and a growing lineup of multi-hyphenate talent. Originally launched in 2014, Black Opium has become one of YSL Beauty's best-known fragrances, built around a rich coffee bean accord. Pink Glaze keeps that signature at its core while introducing a hyper-juicy strawberry accord, creating a sweeter contrast with the fragrance's familiar warmth. Here's a quote from Boe about the fragrance and joining the brand. Quote, "Black Opium is pure adrenaline, that raw electric energy of a night out. It doesn't play it safe, and that's exactly why I love it. I'm so excited to be the new global ambassador because this fragrance is really an invitation to embrace your most unapologetic self. Turn up the music and bring everyone along for the ride." End quote. The Black Opium Pink Glaze will be available globally starting August 12th. So we're going to end this beauty bulletin with a story that kind of bookends a launch that we talked about. But we're going to circle back to that Good Day launch from Patchology and why Ulta Beauty is betting that this skincare launch should belong in the wellness aisle alongside supplements, sleep aids, and intimate care. This placement decision, made by the largest specialty beauty retailer in the US, may say more about where the industry is headed than this launch specifically itself. I'm going to read from beautymatter.com. I'll obviously link it in the show notes below, but just so you kind of understand why I think Ulta Beauty is betting on Good Day and Patchology and putting it in this wellness aisle that might not be where you expect to find it, and why that might matter in the long run. So while much of the modern skincare industry has spent its time promoting efficacy through clinicals, actives, and percentages on the label, Good Day instead is selling a feeling, and Ulta Beauty is merchandising it accordingly. It's a small but noticeable design with large implications, arriving at a moment when the global wellness economy has reached a record high of $6.8 trillion and is projected to hit $9.8 trillion by 2029. In the US alone, McKinsey pegs that the wellness market is at $480 billion, growing 5 to 10% annually, with 82% of consumers calling wellness a top or important priority. So Laura Bears, the vice president and head of wellness at Ulta Beauty, traces the retailer's wellness push to its post-pandemic guest research. Here's a quote. Quote, "We really started our wellness journey as we do with many things at Ulta Beauty, which is by listening to our guests. Coming out of COVID, those same customers said, hey, we picked up these new wellness habits. We'd love for you, Ulta, to start carrying these products because we already trust you as a beauty destination." End quote. The results became Wellness by Ulta Beauty, organized by 4 pillars: nutrition and supplements, intimate care, rest and reset, and essential routines. And these were framed by a single directive. Quote, "What we talk about for wellness is empowering guests to find their feel good, whatever that means to them and wherever they are on their journey." End quote. The business behind the framing is also significant. Skincare and wellness was the retailer's second largest category behind cosmetics, growing to 24% of their sales in fiscal 2025. And the retailer added nearly 30 new brands to its core wellness assortment last year, while expanding the store footprint to more than 400 stores. So that's why Bear said that placing a skincare brand like Good Day in wellness was a no-brainer, as it sits right in the middle. Here's another quote. Quote, "We see Good Day sitting very squarely in that intersection. That feel-good element and that wellness root is really why we felt so strongly it was a fit more within wellness today." End quote. They also noted they see a lot of cross-shopping in categories, pointing guests pairing their wellness with scalp care, functional fragrance and skincare, and including those on their weight management journeys. According to Bears, 8 in 10 Ulta Beauty guests told the retailer that they view wellness as a holistic category that they want to shop as a lifestyle. So to wrap up, Good Day isn't the only brand chasing this crossover. Skincare made to lift your mood. I've said that a few times, I think, on this podcast over the last few months. That's a category that the industry actually calls neurocosmetics, and it's roughly a $2.3 billion global market that's growing about 8% a year, and nearly half of it is in skincare. Read the whole piece. It's a great piece by Tatiana Pyle if you want to kind of dig a little bit more into it. There's a lot more statistics and everything, but basically it sounds like Ulta is kind of using the Good Day launch, part of the Patchology brands, to start encouraging skincare products to live just beyond the skincare aisle and consider it to be more of a wellness, overall well-being product. And they say that that's based on consumers and their feedback. So there seems to be kind of this wall between this is makeup, this is skincare, this is wellness, and instead it's all kind of just blending into each other. So let me know if you agree with that. I would love to know if you are actively seeking joy from your skincare. I will say I do think that there's something really special about having products that feel really good and are easy. When you start having products that feel like a lot of work, you start to notice the difference between the ease of use. I say that with makeup as well. If I'm using something that's hard to blend or isn't easy to use, or I'm just kind of like, ugh, every time I go for it, then I'm obviously going to pick the other product. And in a way that is sort of like picking joy. So I'm curious if you feel the same about your products, or if you're like, I just go pick whatever is on sale. No shade either way, but let me know. I'd love to hear. From multiple celebrity perfume ambassadors to LVMH and other luxury resilience in the market, that's your roundup of this week's top beauty stories. Stay tuned for the next Beauty Bulletin as we track the shifts shaping how we shop, wear, and experience beauty. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe, to rate, to like, to share with friends or anyone you think would be interested. All of those actions really help to push the podcast out to more people. And I would love to have as many beauty nerds as possible in this space. So thank you so much if you've already done that. I really, really appreciate it. And until next time.